From all over Europe, 12 amateur and professional photographers have been selected to compete in an extraordinary photographic contest. 8 weeks, 8 completely different photographic challenges.
Can I come back tomorrow?
It's been a disaster.
They'll have to give it their best shot to impress the judges. Oliviero Toscani, acclaimed and controversial photographer from Italy.
I've seen too many of these photographic masturbation.
Caroline Hunter, Guardian Weekend magazine picture editor from the UK.
This image doesn't really engage me.
Darcy Padilla, American documentary photographer specializing in contemporary issues.
That's why you didn't do it, because you don't know.
Only one photographer will win the life-changing prize of 150,000 euros.
I took that picture, mate.
Sorry. Much harder than I expected.
Who will be the next Sky Arts Master of Photography?
Wow, it's going to be a lot of fun.
Hello, photographers, and welcome back. There are only 4 of you left, and the time has now come to show us who will be the next Sky Arts Master of Photography. You're now ready to complete your journey, focusing on a universal topic. And for this decisive task, each of you will photograph an indigenous group in their environment. You can choose between 3 to 5 images. It's up to you.
It is a very complicated task to handle that has got a social, political content. You can easily fall in stereotype. So it's up to you to understand modernity on this problematic.
Now you have 4 boxes in front of you. In each box, there's a photograph, and that will tell you where you will be going. Cromwell.
Wow. Bad people, Morocco.
Jillian.
It's my turn. Yeah, go for it. Wow. The Yoriks people of Macedonia. That's a really exciting thing to do.
The Sami people of Lapland in Finland. It's not going to be so simple as just photographing people wearing colourful clothes in the snow.
Irish travelers, Ireland. Cool, but very chaotic.
Now that you guys know where you're going, we would like to give you a visual reference.
This is Steve McCurry picture. Very strong.
But I think what makes this image is the intensity of the young man in the foreground and the choice of the focus on him, leaving the background out of focus.
Are you familiar with Steve McCurry's work?
Yeah, very, absolutely.
I grew up with his pictures on my walls.
Okay. He will be here to help you edit your pictures.
Did you hear that he will be here, Steve McCurry? Because you better be good. Here you can only win. Second who arrive is the first of the loser.
And on behalf of all the jury, for the very last time, I wish you all the best of luck.
For their final task, the photographers have been asked to capture a day in the life of 4 different ethnic minorities. They will need to present 3 to 5 convincing photographs to win the life-changing prize of €150,000.
This is very different to the sort of photography I normally do.
This is a storytelling assignment. To win it, the contestants will need to demonstrate that they can deliver a strong narrative with clear direction and a sense of purpose. With some brief research made while travelling and just one day to spend in such unfamiliar environments, will they be able to produce work that stands out and connects with the judges?
I expected like a desert place, and there's so much green.
Actually, it's a quite cozy place. I kind of like it. Only thing is that I'm super nervous and I really don't know what's going to happen.
Hello.
Hello.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Nice to meet
To
you.
our beautiful Irish weather.
Yes,
Beautiful
I love
Irish
it already.
Yeah.
Hello. Good morning.
Olympe is in Ireland. She'll be photographing the Pavi people, also known as Irish travellers.
This is too cute. Hello.
Michael is the grandfather of all these children. He's hoping they will face a brighter future.
Travellers seen as an ethnic minority group. When I was growing up in the early 70s and 80s, we weren't allowed to go to school with the non-travellers.
Yeah.
So we were put into segregated classes.
Okay, well.
Travellers are a traditionally itinerant group who fought a lengthy battle to be recognised as an ethnic minority.
These two look like the mother.
3 days before our filming, the Irish government finally conceded them that status.
We're absolutely over the moon because it was a 30-year battle.
Yes,
On the 1st
I
of
heard
March.
about it.
Now, these boys are going to the national school, so it is a huge day for them.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, huge day.
I'm not really into politics. I'm a photographer and I had to find one focus to represent this big news. And I saw all those children around and I realized that actually this is it. It's the future of the children that is gonna change. So for this assignment, I want to show the future of the travelers through the eyes of the children. 1, 2, 3.
Comwell is in Morocco with the Berbers, an ethnic group spread all over the northwestern part of Africa. Berbers still live in semi-nomadic tribes, with men taking care of the livestock and women looking after the home.
Assalamu alaikum. أشرفنا. I decided to not have a clear idea of what I'm going to do and to go straight forward, meet the family and try to understand more about them. Good. Look like deer. Yeah. How do you say beautiful in Arab? Shua. Shua. Perfect.
More than 4,000 kilometres away in Macedonia, Gillian is about to meet Marguzel and her family of Urux.
Nice to meet you. Marguzel hugged me when I went in, and you just immediately notice how warm she is. She's got such a lovely, warm face, lovely smile, sparkly eyes. She's really sweet. So, the plan is today to take some photographs of you just living your normal life. Fine, okay then.
The Urux, whose name means those who hike, are Sunni Muslims of Turkish origins. Their traditions, language and religion haven't changed since the days of the Ottoman Empire.
What we're trying to do is take photographs of the mother and wife in the family. Wow, who's a very amazing, busy woman. The women are very much a key feature in the Urux community. They do a lot of the work of the men as well as run the home. To maintain traditions, they also wear traditional costume, whereas the men actually don't. Can I take a picture? Quick, 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 quick. Unless the women behaved in the way they behaved, the community itself would have died out a long time ago.
Suvid is in Finland to meet Eric, a young Sami reindeer herder. The Sami, also known as Lapps, are Europe's only indigenous minority.
Hello! Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, I'm Eric. Nice to meet you.
So we're going to go out to see the reindeer now?
Yeah, we have our reindeers waiting on the top of the fell and we have to go look them.
Okay, wicked. What was interesting for me to find out was how their cultural practices have developed in recent years and faded through time. So I've tried to translate visually what does Eric for his work, what does that make him feel, what does that say about his community.
The Sami live scattered in the far north of the continent. They are semi-nomadic and have engaged in reindeer husbandry for hundreds of years.
The main thing you need to watch out for in shooting in this environment is not to overexpose the snow or the sky. That's tricky to do because there's so much white. Then, I guess the normal thing to do if you're trying to focus on one person like Eric is to bring the aperture down to like 2.8 or below. But if you do that, you lose a lot of the detail in the snow and the reindeers. I was shooting on a higher f-stop with a shutter speed of around 500, kind of mid-range ISO, and everything else is in focus.
To succeed in this assignment, the contestants will need to make sure their work connects with the judges.
It's beautiful here.
They will need to use emotions to create an impact.
It's very difficult to do. You know, you'd need to be here for like a week.
The Irish travellers were once known as tinkers for their ability to work tin and other metals.
Hi, Jimmy. You there?
Hello.
How are you? Uncle James.
Hello.
Not too bad.
Hello, I'm going.
Leroy.
Leroy. And
That's James.
How are you,
hey,
James?
James.
Listen, James, if you're just doing that and chatting, telling her what you're doing. And... Would you like to see the wagon?
Yeah.
That's what travellers, that's a traditional barnsop wagon.
Yeah.
So travellers would have lived in the tents and then the wagon.
Okay, cool.
Before any of this.
Yeah.
James built this all by hand. Everything was done by hand himself and another old man.
Wagon. I'm happy with the picture that I took now because the kids are super like spontaneous and pure, and I think now I really feel the atmosphere more.
Marguzel moved to the countryside only 3 years ago.
Perfetto. Mwah. You look lovely.
She once lived here in the village of Stip, where the market is held twice a week.
For Marguzel, the market gives her the opportunity to dress up and socialises with other members of the Yorick community.
Oh, UK, English.
I moved from a busy town to a rural setting, and I rarely go into town now. And when I do, I have to pack in as much as I can. However, the crowd I suppose I shop in is quite an anonymous crowd.
You can go down here and then. Are trying to show Eric and what this experience means to him within the landscape, which I think has a profound impact on anyone who comes to this area and anyone who decides to stay here.
In our globalized world, ethnic minorities have to walk the tightrope between assimilation and tradition. The Berbers live in an Arabic country, with a French colonial heritage, as Khadija, Omar's daughter, learns at the local school.
Can she run? I decided to take some pictures with the daughter.
In diagonal, go.
Going to school.
So that's cool, I'll have to take a picture.
And there was this nice wall with the Berber alphabet, and took some pictures with a girl looking at the alphabet. It was interesting to see the Berber, French, Arabic letters, and to see that they try to keep all these three languages in their community.
1, 2, 3! 1, 2, 3!
Boxing is one of the travelers' most important and distinctive traditions.
Years ago, they would have used boxing to solve family problems, which it doesn't no longer work anymore. Nearly every 4 years, there's always one traveller who represents the travelling community and the Irish Society in the Olympics.
Okay.
It is fundamental for the survival of a culture to be able to pass traditions on to future generations. This is what Marguzel tries to do with her grandson, who comes to visit her on market days.
I love my kids and I love my family.
He wants a cat.
They are more important than anything, actually. You know, key features in my life. But also within that, I do need something for myself in order to stay happy. Marguzel, she does want things for herself, and she's in fact tried to strive for things for herself. The desire to be a part of that kind of family structure and a part of that network for her is more important than her desire to strike out on her own. I admire her. I really do, I genuinely do, very much. Even though her role in life is perhaps different to mine. I'm no better than her. In a way, she's no better than me. You know, we're just people trying to survive.
Meanwhile, in Finland's vast and icy emptiness, Savid is witnessing the magnificence of the Northern Lights. To succeed, he will have to translate what he's experiencing into powerful photographs.
Within this situation, as I said, I want to try and tap into my emotions that this setting, that the people I meet, provoke. And one of those things is this sense of isolation, is the sense of eeriness to the landscape. And that's what I was trying to go for with this last image. It's something which was easier to create alone than to try and coordinate subjects and models and lights to work within the setting.
As the sun sets over Morocco, Cromwell has the chance to share an important aspect of Berber culture.
This is a really important moment for the Berbers, important ritual. These musicians playing like tambourines, drums to send away demons, and it keeps together the community.
Music is also a fundamental aspect of Pavi culture.
In the pub, it was very clear that the travelers and the other people just mixed up. They listened to each other's songs, managed to get along with each other as if nothing was different. It was very nice to see this.
We're inside. Welcome.
Eric has taken us to a katibu. which is kind of like a specialized hut where people gather, and then there's a fire inside.
A little bit. Okay.
You can relax and drink together. You can just enjoy your time within.
Okay, please. And yoga.
And now, the final task is over.
I've never seen anything like this.
Because we spent so long together, you are now an honorary member of the Irish travel community.
Oh, tired, aren't we?
The contestants are well aware that there can be only one winner, that only one of them will walk away with the prize of €150,000.
There we go.
I learned that photography is more than just taking pictures.
It's the moment of truth for the four finalists. As they see their work for the first time, they'll need to decide which series of shots tells the best story and evokes the strongest emotions.
I'm struggling to put together the strongest images. If you take one out and put one in, it changes the meaning of the story completely.
I might use 5 because I need link images to pull the story together.
To help them make their final selection, the contestants will be mentored by one of the world's most celebrated professionals, Steve McCurry. One of modern-day photography's maestros, the American photojournalist draws the viewers into a world where bright colors and a perfect composition enhance the reality of the human condition.
This is the grand finale. Looking forward to looking at your wonderful work.
I focused mostly on the children for this.
I think that we should drop that picture of them walking on the street. I like the one where he's not looking at the camera. He's looking at the instructor, or he's not aware of the camera. Now, I think this is interesting because the boy looks like he's really learning something. He's learning this tradition. I mean, maybe we should put that in the selects. Would have preferred if you had found a moment when they were more natural.
This is the central figure, really.
But I think this gives a sense of the location. This shows the action. It shows the reindeer. I kind of like this probably more than this because he looks a little disengaged.
Sure.
I think this is strong, too, because you have this piece of action with a great light and the solitary figure going through the snow. This is him again.
It's a figure walking through. I was a little embarrassed to tell that I had staged the picture. There's a voice in my head, the photojournalist voice, saying, "You can't do that, so why are you doing that?"
They're two stuck together.
Okay.
So I think this, for me, works better. The shape of the individual people is a bit more distinct. Okay, of the two shepherd pictures, I like this better because you see the community.
Yeah.
You see the landscape. I like this. It feels like a real, genuine moment that they're not aware of your presence.
I was thinking to use this picture as the central picture to show that they are united.
But they're all looking in different directions. It looks to me like you put them there and within sort of 5 or 10 seconds, you were done.
So this 5, you think?
I think that tells the story.
I really understand what Steve McCurry was trying to say, but I need a picture of a family to demonstrate what I want to show.
The only thing about this picture is you can't tell what she's holding. You can tell if it's a rabbit or a cat or a dog. But the expression's nice. There's a nice warmth. Again, the light's nice. You can see the costume. I'm not sure about that because she's looking at you. I think it's better when she's not looking at you. It's kind of more of a found moment. Maybe it should be cropped a bit. This seems a bit tight.
Seems a bit confined.
Yeah. And this is them kind of what
it's the end of the day.
I think it would have maybe been better to have them more in movement, more action. Holding the goat, the mirror, cooking, the child, the crying, and 5, the last one outside with the sheep.
The cooking one's crap. So why take a picture out with really nice light in it and replace it with one that one of my kids could have taken? Is that cooking one all that good?
Okay, let's Okay, we'll trade the cooking picture for the one, that one. That's it. Good. Wonderful. Good job.
Thank you very much.
You. My pleasure.
Nice
Thank
to meet you.
I think you've made some really strong photographs, and I'll see you when you've shown your pictures to the judges.
They've made their choices. Now the last step, post-production.
With the image of him surrounded by reindeers, and I want it to be contrasting to the other image, so the tones in the snow can't be the same. This time they have to be very white. The problem with that is you don't want to overexpose it, and you want the details in the white too.
The one I did quite a lot on in the end was the one of the family group with the sheep. Because I'd exposed for the foreground, I had to use the neutral density filter in Lightroom and bring back the detail in the sky.
I am cropping the picture because I want to remove some of the distraction, but to show a bit of the environment and the girl clothing.
For the face of the little girl, I put a little bit more darken. And with the brush, I put all the corners a little bit more dark so that the focus is more on the kids.
It's time for the final presentation. What's done is done.
Conwell.
When I get inside the village, I discovered this family. I wanted to show them they're united, but each person has like a different view and aim.
I feel that perhaps you've tried to show too much in a way, and it may have been stronger to just go for a couple of aspects of their culture.
Okay.
I didn't see really any details here, any strength, any human expression of their condition. The group of family, nobody's really looking at you. They all look somewhere else.
Yeah,
you wanted that?
Yeah, I wanted that.
Why?
Because each person of the family does something different.
And so?
And so I wanted to see that each person has a different aim.
That the reason you're telling me is not the real reason. I understand it here.
I think you were too focused on having them look in different directions that you didn't think about the composition. Then you should have thought about the bottom part of the frame more.
He didn't know what he was doing.
Right.
And he just caught them looking around, and then later he concocted the story.
I like it, that fact.
You like it, but nobody else likes it.
I really like the family shot, no matter what they say.
Gillian, please.
So, as you know, I went to Macedonia and spent time with Mer Gazelle. She works very hard, and she's a lovely woman.
The ones that jump out for me is the mirror shot. It's appealing, there's a curiosity. I like what's in the background. I kind of want to see a bit more of that.
4:5 ratio is a little too tight for me. I feel like they need a little bit more space to breathe. But I do like the light on the little sheep and her, like, having their standoff and staring it down.
If there was a gesture or some contact, I feel like it's close, but not quite there.
I like the idea that you concentrate on one person, and it takes me to a very interesting world. And then suddenly I come to the family with the 3 person, and the concentration got lost. Probably the first 3 pictures would have been enough.
I don't mean to be speaking for everybody else, but for some unknown reason, when you say 3 to 5 pictures, you just... It's confidence, you know, it's having the confidence to say less is more.
Olan.
I went to Dublin, to the Irish Travellers. I focused on the kids and their future. They really want to be part of the society.
Photographing the children as opposed to the adults is a good way to go. And I think in some of these images you could have got a bit closer as well.
You kept the distance to everything here. Look at the faces of those Irish guys behind there. I mean, I want to see a close-up of that.
I do agree that I kept the distance.
But not just closer physically, closer as an emotion.
I've liked particularly the middle image of these 3 kids standing in the door. The problem with this is you have these beautiful shapes on the sides, and you've cut like right into those. You want to capture someone's attention and keep them inside the image. If we just would have stepped back a little bit, had those in there, it would have been a much better image.
They looked a little bit aware of the camera. I was thinking if If perhaps you had stayed on it for another 30 seconds or another minute, then they could be more kind of natural.
Okay, thanks, Solan.
Thank you.
Okay, Suvid.
My story was focused on this one character, Eric. I tried to cover the important aspects of his life, and it's about this isolation and kind of a very stark landscape.
I really like the fact that you have tried to show a range of his life and his activities. The last shot that you've included has these beautiful colours which instantly pull you in.
The picture of him and his two friends, I kind of wish that he had gotten some sort of action. They're just open in the bottle. It might have been better to shoot the picture with the bottle was finished.
You know, you want to explain probably too much, but you don't tell me too much. It's not really clear, that's his story. And it's not actually so interesting. These people are extreme, and there is nothing extreme in here.
Is it the same subject in each picture?
It's not. I wanted to get a shot using the Northern Lights, really, in the last shot. By that point, my subject had gone back and there was no one around. I had his torchlight left over, that's me in the picture.
You kind of led us to believe that it was more reportage. And you're wait,
yeah,
I'm still
sure.
talking.
Sorry.
Okay?
Yeah.
And in all of this, you're telling me that you're taking time to set up and think this through. Well, I think you could have done some more thinking.
Yeah.
It's a little bit harder when it's reportage and things are moving.
Yeah. It's never been my intention to hide anything from the judges. It doesn't matter that much how I got it.
With the final presentation over, the judges will have to decide one last time who will leave the competition.
I think the problem that I have that it doesn't feel like a story to me. It feels like
it's really out of context.
She just got lucky that there were some colorful setup.
the shots that jump out to me are the ones where
There is no story there at all, it's just some snap.
First image and the last image have nothing to do with the individual that he says that he's photographing. I'm not as in love with the campfire photo. This one.
While the judges deliberate, the tension in the studio is rising. One of them will lose the chance to become the new Sky Arts Master of Photography.
All right, let's go and tell the contestants. Okay, photographers, we have reached our decision. There was one work that's impressed us less than the others. And that is the work of Conwell. We felt it was good that you tried to document as much as possible. In this instance, it would have been better for you to be more specific and find one story and really concentrate on that. Conwell, can you come up and join us? Best of luck for the future, Conwell.
Thank you. I'm happy that I arrived to the final. It was a beautiful experience.
Thank you. Bye.
I'm just really a bit concerned about my mom, that she will be at home sad, crying about the fact that I didn't win. Bye, guys.
Ciao.
Good luck.
Photographers, there are only 3 of you left, and we now have to decide who among you will be the winner. And in reaching our decision, we won't just consider today's task, but we'll consider all 8 tasks. And in those tasks, you are not alone. Here's a surprise for you.
This season's contestants are back, keen to find out who will win the €150,000 prize.
Okay, you guys, breathe, take a big breath. You 3 finalists have the opportunity to sit down with Steve McCurry and review some of your photographs from the last 7 assignments.
let's see some of your pictures. So the assignment was erotica.
The theme was erotica. We had the opportunity of using a villa in Rome.
I think this open mouth is bizarre.
In a good way.
I think it's a very strong image. You've done an outstanding job with this assignment.
He's Reinhold Bertzler. He's a Paralympian.
The pacing is really nice, you know, the portrait and then jumping over the bar. I don't see how it could be done better than you did it. It's kind of a fashion. London Fashion Week meets street photography. And that's... So these were people that you were working with, or these are just
people I stopped.
That's great. Well, you certainly have you're not shy about approaching people.
Well, funnily enough, before being in this competition, I hadn't photographed people for nearly 20 years.
Oh, my God.
So it's been a real education for me.
Yeah, well done. Very good. Thank you very much.
Really
It was a good job. Yeah.
Thank you.
This was in Sicily. I met these people in the car and took them out of the car and...
Oh, really?
Yes.
Literally, you took them out of the car?
Yes, literally.
Okay.
Wait!
I think graphically it's interesting when you have her in the bright sun and you have this man kind of lurking in the background. Whoa, I think you did a good job on this. You know, you're very curious. This middle picture, she's blindfolded. What does that signify?
I wanted to have her not in control of the situation and only feeling. And this was at the Fashion Week.
And I think the red, for me, is a little strong. I think your eye kind of goes to the door, this red door. And maybe something tighter.
I know, I have to go closer.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Good job.
Thank you.
Thanks. I like the construction. I mean, I like the fact that you have her, you have them, you have the street kind of winding off. You know, how could this have been better? That wire going across the picture. Maybe if you'd gotten down one floor, you could have, you know, not got that in the picture. Maybe you're up too high.
This was the erotica task. I had kind of three themes, three ways of approaching the idea of eroticism.
I think it's well thought through. I'd like to see some more variation on the middle one.
This competition is the first time I've tried to set up shots and direct models, and this was an experiment. This is the penultimate task, which was about going home and trying to portray something about yourself.
And the one in the middle, you with the Superman T-shirt.
It's a little weird. I think ever since I was a child, when I was upset about something, I'd end up going to the loo and looking at myself in the mirror and trying to see my weaknesses and vulnerabilities and then slowly patch them together somehow.
The things on either side of the frame seem a little messy to me. Maybe you wanted it that way, but no, I think that these are successful pictures. Okay, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Good job.
What do you think of what you've seen?
Oh, I think there's some really outstanding work here. Here's Gillian's work. Here there's clearly a vision. There's an idea which she was able to kind of imagine and then execute.
Steve, what do you think about Alamp's picture?
I think she's creative. I think she has good ideas. These models are really just passers-by that she was able to grab. And I'm not sure I would have had that kind of approach, so I applaud her for that enterprise. I think in the case of Suvit's work, he's really put himself out there. His autobiographical work is quite strong, and it was also very imaginative, so I applaud him for that.
Okay, photographers. It is now time for us to make this very difficult final decision.
The judges will be looking for the photographer who has consistently managed to combine a strong and individual storytelling style with a clear vision and strong technique. Somebody who's been brave enough to leave their comfort zone and adapt, grow and improve throughout the competition.
The winner has to be the one that throughout the master is able to perform in every task at least one picture that you can see is somebody who's got a class.
It's been incredible. You know, a lifetime experience that I would never change.
We need someone who really, you know, it feels as if they've grown as well.
I think whatever happens, I'm suspiciously calm, and I think it's because I'm super happy with what I did.
It's really got to be about how they've performed on each of the tasks, irrespective of whether they've grown or not.
Up till now, I think I've won a lot from the competition already. I want to do a lot with the money. I want to put it to good use with stories that are useful for the world.
I think there's one photographer who has really grown a lot, not just in their work, but in their outlook, in how they actually approach their photography.
I hope he's the same one.
Okay, photographers, here we are.
All three of you should be very proud and happy that you've made it this far. So from us, congratulations.
I'm particularly pleased that this time is not a split decision.
The Sky Arts Master of Photography, who will win the grand prize of €150,000 is Gillian. Steve.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much. When I first found out I was coming here, even though I was terrified, I knew I had to do it. And I am an incredibly lucky person because I have amazing children.
Bravissimo.
Thank you.
Well done.
Everyone encouraged me.
It's really hard to think with you all staring at me.
I think you're the first judge I've agreed with.
Really?
Yeah. I can't be anybody other than myself, and that is the way with my photographs as well. And fortunately, my way was the right way. That's what makes photographs special, having your own voice. I won.